Hello, everybody. Anime Reflux.
What's up?
That was abrupt.
Some disparate opinions going on this one. Um, the the thing that's growling like a dog is Kenshi. He was not a fan of the show that we're doing Legend of Zelda, by the way. If you haven't read the title of the episode and didn't watch the previous one where he decided it was going to be Legend of Zelda, we're doing Legend of Zelda. And to be clear, that's the one that was on the Super Mario Brothers Super Show in 1989.
The excuse me, princess one.
That one.
Oh God.
Yeah, they really liked that catchphrase, didn't they?
Yeah.
The one where Link is a molester.
Yeah, uncomfortably so. I'll give you that one.
Okay.
All right, Ken's just gonna drop us right on in this one. All right.
All right. Let me get this straight. But let me start by saying when I heard this was associated with the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, I was excited because I hope this is going to be the level of suck that would have to be.
Yeah.
I was expecting a so bad it would be epic kind of thing.
No.
I thought it was,
No.
to be honest.
No, not quite, and that's the problem. See, I had to stay 2 hours late at work for a meeting this morning, and that's still not the thing that pissed me off the most so far today. This show did.
Okay.
I am offended.
Okay.
All 5 of my senses are offended because of this show. My eyes hurt from watching it. My ears hurt from listening to it. And sure, it tries to lure you in with the soundtrack at the open, and then bam, the voice acting abuses your ear canals with its genitals.
Okay, can I just... How do taste, touch, and smell come in?
Well, I could smell the suckiness of the show through my monitor, and I was eating at the time. It made the burgers I made taste not as good while I was watching the show. Plus, while I was eating, I had a plastic fork that I used to take the burgers off the grill, and I stabbed myself in the hand. It was a better feeling than sitting there watching the steaming pile.
Okay, you got to 5 eventually. I'll give you credit. Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, so for some context for what this show was, because we actually know all the context because this is an American show, there was a show in 1989 that was capitalizing on the popularity of Nintendo stuff, called the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, and it had live-action segments with some... I think there was a wrestler playing Mario, and there was another guy playing Luigi, and it was weird, and they met Dracula once, I think.
Probably. I believe that.
And it also had animated segments that were based on Super Mario Brothers, naturally. But every Friday, they would switch up the format and have a Legend of Zelda cartoon play instead. And that's what we're watching today, aren't we lucky? Or rather, what we watched this week. And people that are familiar with, a lot of internet culture might remember that the Nostalgia Critic did an episode on this particular show way back in the day. Some of the things I thought he was exaggerating, like Ganondorf's teleportation fetish and the excuse me, princess thing being said every 5 seconds. No, that's 100% accurate. Yeah. Especially the Ganondorf's teleportation thing, because he does that like 8 times in 6 seconds the first appearance he has. It's very strange. He really likes doing it.
If you could teleport, would you not use it all the time? I would just stop walking.
That's a valid point. That is a very valid point, actually. Yeah, okay. So, context is over. So this show... I'm okay. So, the show's intro establishes that, Link and Zelda are in Hyrule Castle guarding the Triforce of Wisdom, I want to say it was.
Yeah.
While Ganondorf has the Triforce of Power. And if you combine the two pieces of the Triforce, you get ultimate power.
Dude, do you even know what the Triforce is?
Yeah.
This show seems like the creators were like, okay, give me a list of the vocabulary for this goddamn game and what this shit means.
Do you
And
live
then
in
he got it.
Triforce, bro?
Yeah, basically. And then he was like, huh, that's dumb. I'll do this instead. And then he loosely wrote the show and everything else around to fit it.
Actually, I feel I should give some more context.
Oh, shoot.
At the time of making this, only about the first Zelda game had ever been made. And at the time, there were in fact only 2 Triforce. The Triforce of Courage was not introduced until Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link.
I'm going to double check that.
Which has caused many.
Triforce.
I was just getting to that. Thank you, Blush.
Yeah.
It's theorized that the reason it was still called the Triforce in the original Legend of Zelda, despite there being only 2 of them, that was a reference to the fact that they were just triangles rather than 3 triangles making it another triangle. Reference to the number of sides and corners, not the fact that there are 3 of them.
Unfortunately, Weasel, Zelda 2: The Adventures of Link came out in 1987, 2 years before this show came out.
So they have no excuse.
Pretty much.
You tried.
You tried to defend it. That's a good theory.
Yeah. Fair
But
play.
still, there is some basis in canon. In the original Legend of Zelda, there were only 2 Triforce, Power and Wisdom. Courage was not introduced until the Adventure of Link.
Fair play. Yeah, so Link is guarding the Triforce of Wisdom, and he has his bedroom literally inside the room where the Triforce is being held, which, fair play, that's actually kind of sensible. Having the main guard for it be living where it's kept, that's actually pretty sensible. Like, he's right on top of it all the time. And he's a pissy little pissant, is what he is.
Basically, yeah.
He is a very hateable character because he is a snot-nosed little shit and is complaining all the time about how he has a nice bed and a comfortable room and lives in a castle, and he wants to be out in the mud and fighting things, apparently.
He's complaining about living in the lap of luxury.
Yeah, pretty much. And, yeah. And then he looks out the window and says, hey, well, I guess there's one thing that's good about this, as he stares at Zelda in her, I assume, nightgown. Was that what that was supposed to be, I think?
Yes.
Which is about the same. It's about the same size as her actual dress, so that 80s.
More cleavage. He's staring down her dress. That's the implication.
There was some cleavage, and I was disturbed.
Yeah. Another thing to note about this show at this point is, yeah, the animation's pretty bad. Just in the drawing sense of it, not even just like the animation frame to frame, as in the artwork is
It's not amazing. It's not the worst I've seen, but like, yeah, it's not great.
Link looks like he's in his mid-40s. And so does the fairy.
Link looks like what the fuck? He didn't look like Link. He looks like Drinks. He looked like Link's older drug dealing cousin. That's what he looks like. It's also what he acted like.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. So, he catcalls Zelda, and she gets mad for viable reasons. Makes sense. Even in the 80s, like the 80s were kind of shitty on that sort of subject, but that was still kind of not okay.
It was acceptable in the 80s. It was acceptable at the time.
It was borderline.
Link is so rapey.
Yes, he is. You see, Link's entire motivation, as far as I see, to keep the Triforce safe is so that he can fight things and so that he can try to convince Zelda to fuck him.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
From the first 30 seconds of this episode, that's what I got.
Yeah.
So rapey.
Yeah. So then fight scene happens. Was it Moglins or something like that? They actually got the enemy name right, so fair play on that, I guess. They attack, and decent fight scene happens, though Link has a laser sword instead of the like slashing motion, which is a little odd.
Well, they can't show gore in the show, so he gets laser.
Actually, get used to that. For one thing, that's not the Master Sword, because at this point the Master Sword hasn't been introduced in the games yet. It wasn't. I don't think the Master Sword was introduced until A Link to the Past.
Yeah.
This, in fact, is the Chris Sword, and Link is shown almost never to actually attack with it, only parrying and attacking with its zaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the fight scene is actually kind of decent. It's a little odd when he picks up a pillow and uses it as a shield, but whatever.
And needs must and all that.
Yeah.
Granted, we see later that he has a shield in his belt, and which he is. Wait, no, he's not wearing it. Never mind.
He's in his PJs.
Yeah, so fight scene happens, and he wins, and apparently has hammer space in his shoulder strap because he puts a bow in it somehow. Which, again, fair play. That's actually, a decent explanation for the whole inventory thing in the games.
Yeah.
They were trying. Credit where it's due. The writers, at least, were trying.
Actually, according to the credits, it was written by only one guy, so writer.
Credit to that guy, then. Like, I want to say, everyone in this show is an asshole. And I kind of like the writing on that front. If you just think, this is like Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where everyone is kind of a shithead, and you're not supposed to like any of them. Yeah. I could get down with that. Just, yeah.
I honestly think Ganon is less of an asshole than Link, Zelda, and Sprite.
Yeah, he's just inept.
He seems to be having fun with, like, just trying to be a villain. And
not
being very good at it.
He's inept. He's underneath Skeletor and Mum-Ra. He's under Dr. Eggman from the old Sonic cartoon, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, God. Well, depends on which Sonic cartoon you're talking about. One of them he was winning. Anyway.
He's like the motherfuckers from the original Yatterman anime.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That is the level. That is the level he is on.
I've never heard of Yatterman.
It was a 70s anime that was kind of like Speed Racer. Wacky races and that kind of stuff with like really silly and incredibly inept villains trying to go on capers, and then the Yatterman 1 and 2 would go and stop them with their Yatterman robot that was shaped like a dog and had a siren on it. Anyway, we watched that show for this show, to be clear. That's why we know about that. We also watched the Gritty reboot. Anyway, focusing. So Zelda shows up and slaps him because he's an asshole. And then he gets all pouty and says, "But I was fighting dudes." And the guilt trip works somehow. And she's like, "Oh, but you made me mad. That's why I slapped you. But thank you for defending the thing and stuff. And I'm going to go, there's like a competition for shitty wizards downstairs. So I'm going to go do that."
It was magical show and tell, okay?
She didn't say it was for shitty wizards. She had a much higher opinion than that until she was actually there.
Amateur wizards, yeah.
How can you be an amateur wizard?
I was paraphrasing. She says, "Okay, I'm going to go do that. You stay here and guard the thingy. Okay? Guard the thingy. It's an important thingy. Don't let it out of your sight and stuff."
And surprisingly, he does that.
Shocker. In fairness, then we see Ganon in his underworld castle or something, whatever he calls it. I don't actually know.
Well, he referred to the land of Hyrule as the overworld, so I guess we'll call this the underworld.
Makes sense. It's where I would have it, yeah. So he's down there, and he's hanging out, teleporting all over the place. It's like, oh, there's going to be a tournament, or show and tell is going on upstairs for, like, shitty wizards. Okay, I can pretend to be a shitty wizard, and puts on a robe,
and summon some skeletal war.
He was going to say skeletal warriors, but his mic cut off. Anyway, yeah, you distracted me with a Jimquisition joke that fell flat. Yeah, he summons some skeleton warriors. Yes.
Stelphos, actually. They're called Stelphos at one point.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know whether that's accurate or not because I'm not that into. It's a real shame that Zero isn't actually here.
I wish he was here.
generally-
He probably decided to not watch it at all, just not be here because he didn't want to be a part of this abortion of a damn show that this cartoon was.
Stelphos generally have animal-like skulls, but at times they are more like just regular skeletons. It depends on the game.
Okay. Yeah, so he has them do like I forget what the name of it is, the chair that people carry. There is a name for it, and I forgot what it is. So he has them carry one of those for him and teleports them all to as close as he can. And he complains that his teleportation won't work in the overworld. And I bet he is just so crestfallen about that. He can't teleport everywhere anymore, but needs must, I suppose. So, I forget what happens. I don't think anything happens in the interim beyond Zelda watching a shitty wizard being a shitty wizard and splattering it with a tomato.
And telling her he can get rid of the smell of his socks. Another one did.
Oh yeah, that too.
And another one made a lizard, and she said it was cute.
Yeah. And Ganon rocks up and says, "Yeah, I'm totally an amateur wizard and stuff." She says, "Okay, wait your turn." And the guy makes the lizard, and Ganon goes, that's a lizard. Okay, I'm gonna make it bigger. Turns it into a T-Rex.
That's what he said.
That breathes fire, I think, was a thing that happened.
Yeah, it breathes fire.
Dragon.
Yeah, and Link hears the Link is talking to the fairy, and she's basically like, "Hey, I want to bang you," and he's like, "You're 3 inches tall," and
yeah, that doesn't seem like it would end well.
Yeah, for anybody really.
Oh no, I read a fairly convincing Link X Navi fanfic.
Oh god.
It was fairly convincing how the sex worked.
Fairy powers, man. They can do anything.
Well, in this particular
Don't
fanfic,
go into detail. We don't need to know.
Okay.
You were way too excited to tell us about that.
Yeah. So, it's a fair trope. The fairy being in love with the hero and stuff. That's, Peter Pan did that. It works.
She's very Tinkerbell. She's pretty jealous.
Yes. Sprite is basically Tinkerbell.
I don't know whether that counts as could you say that this inspired Ocarina of Time, where Navi is just there constantly? Was that a thing in the early games?
Nope, there was no fairy companion until Ocarina of Time.
Maybe they inspired that.
It's possible.
You don't know. Also, patience here now.
Companion.
Just thought I'd say.
Oh, what blush?
Sorry.
I said they inspired the most obnoxious companion in the Zelda games.
Yeah, and it was born from an obnoxious show, so that's kind of fitting. Link hears the commotion, goes down to the courtyard where there's a dragon, fights the dragon, and it's cool and stuff. Again, fight scenes were decent. The animation isn't great, but it was a budget show, so can't really hold too much against that. The art could have been better, and I can hold that against it, but the animation could have been worse. So fight happens, and Link wins, and Zelda's safe and everything, and then she chews him out for not being in the place with the Triforce.
This I can't really agree with. I mean, dragon.
Yeah, dragon probably takes precedence. There's a big thing, and you probably would have been dead. Yeah.
Because, there are no other warriors in the entire kingdom.
Apparently.
It really isn't.
Then again, you have a cavalcade of shitty wizards there that might have been able to do something.
Counterpoint. They're shitty wizards.
they're more likely to damage themselves or those around them than, like, if they can even cast offensive spells.
I mean, it's specifically it's a show and tell intended for shitty. Again, emphasis shitty wizards.
Yeah.
There's no way they could have helped against a dragon.
Yeah, well, Ganon steals the Triforce because, of course, and he starts to run away with his skeleton warriors.
Stelphos.
Sure. If Zero was here, he would be getting on my case about that too. So they start getting away, and like, oh, we're never gonna catch him. And they have one of the shitty wizards that splattered Zelda with a tomato create a beanstalk type plant. And use it as a trebuchet.
Catapult.
Yeah. Similar kind of thing.
Same thing.
Yeah. And that apparently goes basically flawlessly. They catch up to Ganon and his skeleton warriors. Weasel can't stop me because he's muted his mic because he's ill.
Stelphos.
Skeleton warriors.
Stelphos.
So, they stop Ganon, but he calls in reinforcements from the underworld that they're right next to, apparently.
There's apparently secret entrances all over.
Goddamn email. And they surround Link and Zelda, and Link gives Zelda a bow that he picked up that shoots lasers. Everything shoots lasers. I'm not entirely...
Lasers.
But yeah, another fight scene, and they're tied together with a belt so they can stay back to back and don't get separated. And it's, for the 80s, where women could be restrained and captured by someone holding one of their arms slightly behind their backs, a fight scene where, a woman gets to hold her own and actually do something, it's kind of rare and kind of surprising that a show like this would actually do something like that. It's kind of cool.
It is nice to see, honestly.
Yeah.
Also, that's probably the best way I've ever seen to avoid the princess being captured. Like, literally strap her to you.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but in this, Ganon's not actually after Zelda. He's after the Triforce of Wisdom.
No, but like if the opportunity presented itself, like why?
Oh, you
not?
mean in general? Okay.
Yeah. So they beat all the skeletons, and
Stelphos.
nobody
For
cares.
the love of God, Stelphos.
Zero's
Yeah,
not
there's
here, so
there's
nobody else
skeleton
cares. Yeah. So one of them throws a bomb at Link and Zelda, and he basically hucks it back. I forget the details of how that goes, but
He
hucks
uses
it
his
back.
sword as a baseball bat.
Yeah,
And hits it
and
back.
hits it into Ganon, which explodes and sends the Triforce back to them completely undamaged. Maybe it's, immune to any kind of damage. Who knows?
It is magical.
Guess. Yeah, it's magic. It's fine. So Ganon's defeated. They have the Triforce back, and Link tries to blackmail Zelda into kissing him.
Come on, I did all that work. I deserve a reward. And she agrees. He did all that work. He does deserve some reward. I'm just like, no, don't encourage your molester.
Yeah. But again, still the 80s, and still the 80s view of a feudalist society where this sort of thing was quote-unquote normal.
It was acceptable in the 80s. Sorry.
Yeah. So she's like, yeah, fine, okay. And the fairy gets between them before they can kiss, and Link gets all pissy. And then it does a close-up shot on the fairy's face being all cute, and oh god, look at that thing!
Yeah, could have done without that.
Yeah, that was not a... Yeah. I thought it was cute until we got a close-up, and, it's like the hot from far away kind of phenomenon. That's what was going on here. Yeah.
You look better with the lights off.
Hmm.
Oh, and then we see Ganon floating around in his evil jar where, okay, every time Link zaps one of the minions, they go back to the evil jar. I wish I was joking. That is seriously what it is called, the evil jar. That Ganon keeps in his little base that he teleports around. And later in the series, it will be a thing that while in one zap it sends a minion to the jar, Link can send Ganon to the jar as well, but it takes like 3 zaps.
So it's the Muffle Bar.
It's the what?
Sorry, Dragon Ball reference.
Oh. But he wasn't zapped. He was blown up. So how the fuck did he get in that jar?
Plot convenience.
Yeah.
So that was basically the plot of the first episode of the Legend of Zelda cartoon. It was regrettable. The writing is probably the high point, mostly because everyone is a disgusting human being or pigman.
At least they have an excuse.
Aside from that, you know...
Well, we've given this show a good hot dicking.
Kind of. I mean...
It could have been worse. I could have gone in worse.
It could have been a lot worse. It's very much a so bad it's good. No. It's so bad it's entertaining. Let's call it that.
Yeah.
It did. In fairness, it did have its surprising moments, like Zelda being fairly competent, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
the fight scenes were okay.
Yeah,
they were pretty good. Choreography, whatever.
Choreography?
Yeah, I said that wrong.
It's the name of one of the animators. Choreography. He's Irish.
Corey in the House.
It's a terrible
Corey in the
joke,
House.
I'm not sorry.
Corey in the House, best anime.
Never seen it. Maybe it'll come up. Until then, I don't care. Anything else to say about this before we move on to something that we will have to watch?
Don't watch it. It's hot garbo.
Kenji had to get condoms to skullfuck this show.
Apparently, but I have yet to see that. Kenshi, your thoughts. Just give your thoughts.
Thank God we're sponsored by Condom Depot now.
Remember when I said, Kenshi, give your thoughts?
Yes. Okay. Show was not great. It was 20 minutes of my life. I'm not going to, because I could not fast forward through it because I don't understand it when it's fast forwarded.
15 minutes.
20 minutes.
15.
17 minutes. It's
5
17
minutes
minutes.
to cry afterwards.
Didn't cry. Link is an asswipe. He's only a hero because he fights the, quote, bad guys.
That describes most heroes, actually, but
Indeed. He's a sexual predator.
also describes a surprising number of heroes.
He looks like a drug dealer. He talks like a drug dealer.
Yeah, okay, that's a little bit more unique to him.
Hey, what's some candy, little boy?
That's not a drug dealer.
No, that's really not. I don't know why you... Anyway.
I tried to go in this with the thought in my head that, hey, this was the 80s. It did not work. Oh, God, it didn't work. I've seen stuff from the 80s. It's not this bad. The 80s were a magical time with pastel suits and Ronald Reagan and cocaine. This did not make me think of the magical 80s.
Okay,
Okay?
Here's the thing. I tried to go back and watch the Transformers cartoon. That was kind of garbage.
I haven't done that, so I can't say as much.
Let's just agree that nothing good came from the 80s. It was all just too heavily dosed in camp.
No, you take that back.
Labyrinth. That was the 80s, wasn't it?
Ah, that's a good movie.
I've never seen it.
That needs to be rectified.
Huh.
Do it on your own time. This is Kenshi's time.
David Bowie
So-
singing with Muppets? That's like the best thing ever. Anyway.
Regardless of that, regardless of any of it, whoever voted against the anime that came before this show last week and ended up with us watching this, I hate you this week.
Smiley face.
Hey, it's better than...
Better than what? Better than
What's
what?
the one? What's the one I
That's
said was a
like-
fan service romp?
No, No,
Agent Ica. It's better than Agent Ica.
I would be the judge of that.
Go watch Agent Ica.
You will be
I'm not gonna.
eventually.
I mean, I'm not gonna do that. But what are the chances that we're actually gonna draw that again?
Don't say that out loud.
Patient, I will say whatever I damn well please. We have thousands to choose from. That will not be one chosen. Again.
He's not wrong, but the way the letters work, actually, it's... Anyway, so I guess that's all we've got to say about the Legend of Zelda cartoon. It was kind of regrettable, but, it had its moments, and if you look at it with the right lens, it has its moments.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised that it wasn't all bad, as I had been expecting. Just from the cartoons, the clips that I saw, I was expecting all around badness, but it did have some good points, at least.
It's almost like it's riff material. Like, you get some friends together, watch this with them, and just riff on it the whole time. Yeah, that's a good time to me.
Speaking of which, we need to pick another movie to do that with.
I still say Totoro.
What?
We can't. How are we gonna riff on that?
I don't know.
That's
I haven't seen it.
Miyazaki. You can't riff on Totoro. It's
Yeah, that's
more than
not
a bad movie.
That's not a riffable movie.
Okay.
No, it is not.
Like, not even as far. There are good movies you can riffs on. Like, that's
Daredevil.
not one of them either. Yeah, Daredevil was fun. I still say we should do the Raid.
Is that a riffable movie, though? Other than just shouting, "Oh!" at the fight scenes and stuff like that? Is it, like, riffable?
No. Damn it.
You tried. You tried.
Just want to watch it.
Fine, I'll come up with something else.
Okay. Right, so we need to choose a new one. Ken, you have the numbers up, yes?
Magical number generator says
Patient, you have
9.
the thingy up, yes?
Of course.
He said 9.
9.
He did?
Yep, that's I.
9. That's
Rather short selection here. 32. And it marks the first time that we're picking an anime beginning with I.
I.
fantastic. It better be something good in here.
The eyes have it.
Okay,
Initial D's
let's
in here.
see. Oh man, if we get Ikitosen, you guys are gonna wish you could veto that. All right.
It's pretty bad.
Eyes is on here, regrettably.
21.
21. And the winner is Inukami.
Inukami?
Oh, I will enjoy seeing you guys squirm
Why would I squirm?
Dear.
because naked men.
Oh dear.
Eh.
Right now, I'm so happy to be pansexual.
Alright, so summary for Inukami. Kawahira Keita is a descendant of an ancient Inukami tamer family tasked with dealing with unruly spirits and daemons, with an AE, by the way. While his Inukami, or spiritual pact creature, is a very strong female dog spirit named Yoko, she is also very possessive and troublesome, especially when it comes to Keita's desire to live his youth to its fullest. Yoko feels that she is all that Keita needs in terms of companionship and takes strong issue when her master tries to go out to pick up girls. But together they do make a strong team when dealing with whatever perverted or perverse spirits are troubling their neighborhood.
Wow, not even gonna try and mask into something more serious. Okay.
Yeah, I will so enjoy seeing you guys squirm.
Who is
Say
you
that,
guys?
but eh.
Yeah, who are you talking to here?
All of you guys.
Okay, so the summary didn't read as just naked men all the time. It just read, there's going to be perverted stuff in it. So
Okay, whenever her master pisses her off, Yoko teleports away his clothes.
Casey, read the comments.
okay, this anime starts out awful. Green, bad, whatever that means. Oh, green. That's a show.
That's not what he
Green,
wants to read.
Oh god, the green is bad.
Depends what you mean by decent, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink. This is the gayest shit ever. I sign, I mine, that they fight with their cocks. What the fuck?
Oh, wow.
Okay. On the one hand, Weasel makes a point. On the other, that sounds hilarious.
No one has any
Comedy,
vetoes.
ladies and gentlemen.
I wouldn't want to veto this.
Of course you wouldn't, Weasel.
Unless Casey wants to go with my idea for the unanimous.
Nope.
Even if he
Dude.
did, Weasel wouldn't
Yeah.
be among the unanimous.
It
I
would
could
be
convince-
unanimous because I'd be saying yes just to be a dick.
I could persuade you. I'm persuasive.
I'm sorry, your diplomacy skill is too low.
No, it's not. You have no idea.
You think he's using
Also, you'd have to convince me, and I'm interested, so too late.
I mean, I don't care either way. But
Yeah, okay, I'm down. All right. So,
If I recall correctly, it technically the name translates to dog deity or something like that.
yeah, dog
Yeah.
spirit, dog god.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, Inukami is the random A for the coming week.
Mm-hmm.
We shall see what becomes of this.
Yeah, pretty much. All right. So, thanks for watching this one, and we'll be back next week with that one. Hey, Ken, do you think it's better or worse next week? I'm curious your thoughts.
I feel I will take the piss on this one instead of just being completely offended by the existence of Legend of Zelda.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, so that's the episode. Thanks for listening. I'll be back with the next one. That was that. Inukami. Yeah. Next week. Bye, everybody.
See you later, guys.
Farewell.
Yes, I'm going to sleep this cold off.
You can do that. Bye-bye.